So just very briefly before we head back to TKM Extreme. So the championship point standings at the end of that final. Alistair Cresswell, 570 points. Alfie Garford, 545. James Morley, 544. It's not over yet, but a 25-point deficit is going to be difficult for Garford to make up on a grid of just 14 karts with 1 round remaining. And we T-shirt watch, it was a Death Row Records 91 T-shirt that Alistair Cresswell was sporting in that one. Now we have a look at some paddock shots. TKM Extreme is up next. I wonder if Mr. Jordan could be so kind as to go and get some grids for us on his route back from the paddock area. Some great comments coming in. Thank you for the compliments, Mr. Sims 0700. Cheers to the footage and the commentary, guys. Well, the footage, the commentary you've got to put up with. First time I've tuned in, quality production. Well, there we are. This is the British Championship, and quite frankly, no one does it as good as the official British Championship and Alpha Live. Moving on, TKM Extreme, 19 drivers. We started with 20, down to 19. Sadly, Mr. Wadley is no longer part of the event. Looking down now, look at, well, TKM Extreme. It's anyone's race. I mean, coming into this weekend, James Pashley was the championship leader. Let's have a look as well for the number 3 kart of Joseph Reeve-Smith. So there he is, the green and white Tony kart with the orange stripes down the side, number 3. He was involved in that incident earlier with Pashley that saw Pashley's kart hit his head. Chris Whilton and Adam Sparrow share the front row of the grid. Harvey Roffe and Spencer Lane on row 2. Zach Bowen and Mike Cornell on row 3. Kai Springfield and Theo Tibbetts on row number 4. Row 5 is Nathan Wells and Josh Raystrick. Row 6, Andrew Lawrence and Megan Lawson. Row 7, Tom Johnson and Matt Allnut. Row 8, Theo Hesketh and James Pashley. Watch for them. Fireworks arriving. And Joe Reeve-Smith with Joe Stockford and Joe Fowler also looking for a bit of top gear from the rear action. The points table. Pashley, Reeve-Smith, Hesketh, Fowler, your top 4. Adam Sparrow now moves up to 5th in the championship with Kai Springfield 6th, Matt Ald at 7th. Zach Saunders was 8th. He's not racing this weekend. So really, still, anyone out of 6 or 7 drivers have got a chance at this one. We'll bring the championship points up as the race progresses, but as they start and cross the line, we'll do a quick update on the first lap, because we've got championship leaders down at the back. Lights are out and we're off and racing. So we go into Crook and up the corner to Oblivion, and there's Kai Springfield, the number 7 kart, running very, very wide there at Oblivion. Up the hill, it's Chris Whitton in the number 33 kart who has the lead, and Pashley fighting his way through. Joe Reeve-Smith, his shoulder was hurting. I walked with him to the medical facility earlier on, and he was okay. He was very, very grateful for that crash helmet that saved him an awful incident. But I mean, on the first lap with Pashley, Reeve-Smith and Hesketh down the field, what are the championship standings as they are, please? Come on, I said nice things. There we are. Pashley 484, Reeves 459, Hesketh 455, and Sparrow. And look at that, Sparrow and Fowler all together. Okay, so we're down to anyone of 5 ready for the title. And you can see now, Sparrow, by virtue of leading, no, Pashley's back at the top. As they cross the line, it changes. Adam Sparrow in kart number 1, up at the 2nd, 25 points behind Pashley as things stand. Sparrow runs 3rd. There's the E-plate of Pashley, the championship leader, gaining ground, and every position he makes up, he'll gain ground in the championship. Thank you. We'll come back to this later on, but it's game on in the title race. As watch the Theo Hesketh in the number 2 kart and Reeve-Smith in the number 3. They're all trying to fight their way up from the back of the pack. So Adam Sparrow and Chris Whitton, well, Whitton is not really a championship threat. He's down in 13th at the moment, but certainly Adam Sparrow's got to take advantage while he can. Get to the lead while the rest of your title contenders are fighting. Harvey Roffe has the lead at the moment.
Fighting back. Sparrow number 1, just trying to claw in any sort of space. You can see him chopping and changing with the 33 of Chris Whitton as well. That's allowing the rest of the pack to close in. There's the number 11 tucking in, Spencer Lane. Zach Bowen as well, just in front. Yep. The 18 as well. And again, this train getting ever larger there. Tucking into the inside goes Bowen. Gets that move done as well. The number 11, Spencer Lane, follows. can't quite hold the position. The 33, Whilton, moving back now.
And again, impressive from Michael Cornell. Oh, there goes Pashley at the inside of Kai Springfield. Sideways into Oisey has made the move. 85, the all-white chassis of Michael Cornell. Real, true privateer driver. And yeah, he's doing a great job up in the top 6 at the moment. We've seen him at the start of the race. Oh, mechanical flag for Joe Stockford. So, Joe Stockford, the first driver out of the race, and that is why his chain guard has fallen off.
Yes, yeah.
Well, so I mean, if his team, he's with Precision Racing. If Precision Racing have another chain guard with them, he can come into the pits, get that chain guard put on, and go back out again.
Yes.
Can he do it without losing a lap? Because if he can, then if there's a Battenberg flag, the whole field get bunched up again. Theo Hesketh sets a new fastest lap of the race. So Stockford in car number 54. There's Pashley again, making a move down at Oisier's. Up at the front, Harvey Roffe and Adam Sparrow, first and second. Zach Bowen has moved to P2 now on that Tony Kart chassis. Sparrow back to third. And, Harvey Roffe, first-year senior driver, a title contender last year in juniors. How do we say this? He hasn't... he hasn't endeared himself to his competition just all the way through the season. Now red flags, hand in the air, red flags. So the driver's being told to stop. The instant marshals there, so Harvey Roffe leading, Zach Bowen second. Now we don't know where the incident is or what the incident is. Adam Sparrow is third, looking over his shoulder, shaking his head. Chris Whitton in fourth. Where is Spencer Lane? Should be in 5th position. Is it Andrew Lawrence in kart number 38 that hasn't come around? Or is it Kai Springfield in kart number 7? There's the problem. It's coming out of the final corner. There's certainly driver on the ground. Now, we've seen already how awkward that final corner is. It's very fast. There's no runoff. You don't slow down. The drivers are being stopped on the short straight. Into the marshals, heading towards the final corner. It's Kai Springfield and there's the damaged kart, the Stoneham Barnes Park sponsored Jade Kart entry. Obviously Springfield is not in the kart. There goes the ambulance and the medical team on site very, very quickly. Indeed, everyone else up and out of the kart, so there will be a delay in the meeting while we sort that out. So while the ambulance is on circuit, we're on lap number 5. We're going to wait to 11 minutes, 21 seconds to go of a 15-minute race. Now, whether we have a full regrid or whether we just have a rolling start, we've gone past 25% race distance. We haven't reached 75% race distance. We'll wait to hear from the officials to see how the restart procedure is going to take place. We're going to wait to hear from the officials to see that the driver, and in the meantime, how the driver is, Kai Springfield. In the meantime, I think we should have a word from our sponsors at Wera Tools.
Yeah.
So, Rob Smedley, you must have a cornucopia of British Grand Prix memories. Do you care to share a couple of your favourite ones?
Well, the two favourite ones I'm going to give you, one is from a work point of view, and the other one is from a fan point of view. And the best one from a work point of view was 2012 in Ferrari, where we didn't have the best car that season, and it was a wet, dry condition on the Sunday morning. We were wondering what to do, and even on the grid, it was a little bit damp. But we decided to go for slicks. Fernando Alonso, who, in my opinion, at that point was the greatest driver, of that bunch. He just got what Fernando needs in a situation like that. He got a sniff of a victory. He was qualified about fourth to sixth on the grid. By the time he got onto the Wellington straight, he got himself into first position, tiptoeing through them damp conditions. And then it was just awesome. It was just a Fernando Alonso masterclass. And I remember Stefano Domenicali sitting next to me saying, but we haven't got the best car, we'll never win it. I said to him, Stefano, when this boy gets in front, he's got the inch, we've given him the inch, he's going to take the yard. And he did, and he never ever looked back. It was absolutely brilliant. So my favourite British Grand Prix memory as a fan, and I have to say it's my favourite Grand Prix memory of all time, was the first time my dad took me to Silverstone. It was 1988. We had those incredible engines. I didn't know anything about Grand Prix racing. I still know very little, in fact. But I walked into the paddock. He took me to Silverstone, and I was 10, 11 years old, something like that. And we walked into the paddock, and I remember seeing that iconic 88 McLaren car whiz past, coming out of Woodcut at some ridiculous speed with a ridiculous noise, and I was just absolutely blown away. And I decided on that weekend, 11 years old, I was going to be a Formula One engineer. And it was kind of like a lifelong vocation to get there. But absolutely brilliant, and I've got such great memories of going to the British Grand Prix with my dad.
Rob, thank you so much. That's such a unique perspective, obviously winning it from the pit wall, but also, like everyone, that first time as a spectator where you got bit by the bug with your dad. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Well, the norm is quite a standard team that we always use. It's normally the club officials that supply the main scrutineers, and then myself, normally here as commissioner, and then having another scrutineer who's doing the eligibility or to be the chief of the championship. So we're always in, it's always the same people that are there. So there's not a lot to actually arrange on that side of it. Equipment side of it, you need to make sure obviously you've got everything that you need for that particular class, especially when there's multiple types of classes being raced at a particular meeting. There's a lot of things that come back to us from obviously teams grumbling, and you have to be careful you don't just take the teams grumbling as being a way of them hiding things that they might be trying on as well. There's a different things. A bit of a smoke screen comes out from it, and really nothing's happening out there, but they're just trying to push you to look at other people all the time. So you have to be careful of that one. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that come back to us about little Johnny's doing this, and you need just to look into it to make sure that they are either false or if they are correct. And if they're correct, then obviously you have to find a way of pouncing on it and stopping the problem when it's before it gets out of hand, really. I think a lot of that, the respect and everything that you spoke about, is something you have to earn over all the years that you've been doing it. A lot of the mechanics nowadays, I've probably known them since they're 8 years old. It's a little bit of a worry sometimes because we're all getting older. But that you've earned that respect out of them over the years, and you have to have a little bit of fun with them as well, because it's no good jumping all the time, because nobody likes that. You have to make it a nice atmosphere to be in. When they come into scrutineering, you have to make sure that they know they're coming somewhere where you're not going to just, oh, we've got to go and see him again, and you don't want that attitude. So yeah, as long as you've worked with them over the years, you've got a bit of a rapport with them, and they're quite happy then to be in here. They have a laugh and a joke with you as well. You take it on the chin as well, when they take the mickey out of you. And it's nice, they know that they can talk to you as an individual and not as a official. And I think that's where the main part is, that we're all human and we all have to work together. And as long as you're fair with them, they'll always be fair with you. No, it's not. It's very easy, that one is, I'm afraid. You've hit the nail on the head. Successful meeting is when everybody goes away having enjoyed themselves, all raced on a level playing field, and nobody's been found to be either underweight or done anything that's incorrect. And that's a successful meeting. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Whilton Mill, that brief interlude. So,
we can bring you up to date as to the condition and the incident that happened. So there is the sign of the accident. Kai Springfield impacted the barriers on the left-hand side of the screen coming out there. He was ejected from his kart. The medical team have been with him. He has walked into the back of the ambulance, which is good to see. So everything is okay with Kai Springfield. I mean, obviously he's going to be shaken but not stirred. And there'll be a single file restart. So we've got 11 minutes and 22 seconds plus a lap of this TKM Extreme Final to go. There'll be one rolling lap and then into a single file restart with Harvey Roffe leading Zach Bowen, Adam Sparrow, Spencer Lane, Chris Whitton, Michael Cornell, Nathan Wells, Theo Tippett, Josh Raystrick and James Pashley, your top 10. Mentioning on the stream there, thank you for mentioning Oscar. Oh, so that's why Oscar Hoole is racing. Jab, COVID jab, side effects.
Yes.
Not, yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I know after I had my second jab, all I wanted to do was go to sleep for 3 days. So, but that's just normal for me. And so I can totally sympathise. But fair play to Oscar for getting out there and trying. But yeah, if
if you're not feeling up to it,
you're not feeling up to it. I know there was Tom Edmonds was suffering the side effects of the same thing, but he's sort of recovered today. There is a look. There's Theo Hesketh in the blue race suit there, the number 2. Championship positions at the moment. James Pashley leads with 537 points. Adam Sparrow on 510, Joe Reeve-Smith 508, Theo Hesketh 507, Joe Fowler 498, Zach Bowen 483. Kai Springfield is 7th in the point standings. There is, but will not score any more points in this one. There is the number 14 kart of Matthew Allnut. I did notice as well, it was good to see when Andrew Lawrence, now obviously he was battling with Kai Springfield or was around that, maybe that incident. He was standing with Kai Springfield as the medics, sort of as Kai stood up there. So a very sporting gesture there from Andrew Lawrence. I'm not quite sure. We didn't see the incident, but it is worth remembering that that's good sportsmanship regardless from Andrew Lawrence to be there when Kai Springfield sort of sprung back. Well, he didn't spring back to his feet. He sort of gingerly, sort of slowly and steadily stood up. And good to see as well the crowd there on there giving him a rousing round of applause as he then walked into the back of the ambulance, because no matter how bad a driver is injured, they want to walk into the ambulance, not get carted
yes.
into the back of an ambulance. So here we go then. Engines are refired. TKM Extreme Final Part 2, Anthony.
It's about to get underway. So, like you said, single file rolling start again.
Yes.
For the restart. And, of course, I'm guessing they'll do 1 or 2 laps just to clear those engines out after they slow down.
I mean, I spoke to Nigel Edmonds, the race director, and he said 1.
Oh, 1. Okay,
so and he would have told that, and, he will be impressing for that, although they are quite spread out. And there are still all the dads that have restarted the kart and mechanics on the side of the circuit.
Yeah.
So we've got there they go. Oh, look at that. Dad march. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Off they go. And now it's down to Harvey Roffe, the youngest driver in the field, to slow the field down and bring them to. Well, they're all sort of slowly catching up. Let's have a look. He's coming into Wilkins now, so it might be. Well,
it might be okay.
The clipboard of doom has spoken.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
The clipboard of doom said, 1 rolling lap, thou shalt obey.
Yes, indeed.
Here we go. Look at that. And they have all complied.
They have indeed complied. There we go. So we're going to get the restart then for the TKM Extreme Final, race 38 of the weekend. Don't go anywhere after this because it's not the final. We've got rapid chances after this.
Saying, right, come on, go. Oiling up. They're all busy, yeah.
There we go. So in towards the boot section they go, and hopefully green flag will come out this time and we'll get the TKM Extreme Final back underway.
Green flag in the air, and we're back off and racing. It's a good jump from Harvey Roffe. Zach Bowen gets caught napping a little bit. Adam Sparrow and Chris Whitton right in his wheel tracks. 17 drivers head through. So Andrew Lawrence at the back of the field there. So obviously he's back in the race. He was still running. He wasn't part of the incident, but he maybe had just stopped or saw it or something like that. But he was there just to make sure that Kai was okay. And Kai is okay. We'll try and we'll do a paddock show after this. We'll try and maybe have a little chat with him with Kai if we see him around to see if all is still well. So into Oi's ears on the 6th lap of the race, the 1st lap of the restart, and there is the number 40 car of Matthew Warner. Oh no, there's Joe Reeve-Smith slowing down. Joe Reeve-Smith out of 3rd in the championship, and
he's still going.
He's trying to get that car up to speed. So did he go off on his own at Wilkins? Possibly. So that may be, well, we've had one sort of stoppage. Oh, there's another car going slowly at the side of the circuit. That could be, is that Joe Stockford? It is Joe Stockford in the number 54 car.
Yep.
So Stockford was a couple of laps down, but he was running at the time of the red flag, so he's been allowed to take the restart. Up the hill towards Wilkins we go. Down toward, he's getting black flag, so he wasn't running at the stop, so therefore he cannot come out to play again. Right. Sorry, Joe.
That's a shame.
Straight black flag,
Joe.
in he goes.
Yep, that is a shame. Less than 10 minutes to go then, plus that one additional lap. Big train forming here, one big group all the way back to 15th place.
Yep, and there's the black flag for Stockford. And now Sparrow's got past Roffe, so Zach Bowen leads the race. Adam Sparrow trying to get into the lead. James Pashley is gaining ground. There is Whitton passing Spencer Lane. Now, on the all-time list of winners, Chris Whitton has got 4 wins. Adam Sparrow has got 4 wins. James Pashley has got 3 wins. So if Whitton or Sparrow win today, they take first place overall on the list of all-time TKM Extreme winners in the British Championship since Motorsport UK took over the running of it at the start of 2019.
Yes, indeed.
Zach Bowen hasn't had a win and wants to scupper those those plans. And of course, if James Pashley somehow managed to get up and take the win, he'll move into a 3-way tie because he's had 3 wins. If he moves on to 4 wins, then he will be a 3-way tie with Whitton and Sparrow. Yeah. There is Stockford coming in. Yep, playtime's over for you, sir. Sorry. There is Pashley passing Spencer Lane. That moves James into 5th position. Theo Hesketh still runs in 9th. Joe Reeve-Smith is there in 16th position, so he's gaining ground. Well, I mean, the disembodied voice in my head answered me once. Shall I see if he'll answer me again?
Well, let's find out.
Disembodied voice in my head, please can you show the championship standings for TKM Extreme at the present time? Thank you. 541 points for James Pashley, 512 for Adam Sparrow, so 22, 32, 42, 29 points is the advantage at the moment, with Sparrow sitting in 2nd place and Pashley sitting in 4th, up 12 places from 16th on the grid. Hesketh, Reeve-Smith and Fowler not really in contention, so it's down to Adam Sparrow, the last 2 British champions, the 2019 champion Pashley, the 2020 champion Sparrow. Sparrow has got to try and make some moves, he's got to make one move on Zach Bowen for the race lead. That's all he can do. And then sit back and wait and see if Pashley comes a cropper and loses a bit. Harvey Roffe, Harvey Roffe mullering Sparrow there at Oisies, and Pashley goes through. So now Pashley ahead of Sparrow on the track. That's going to gain him even more championship points.
It will indeed, yeah. Up 12 positions is James Pashley.
Make that 30 now.
Oh, yeah, it would be 13 actually, yes. Oh, yeah, very correct. Yeah, up into 3rd place now, right on the back of Harvey Roffe.
And you can see the championship positions change there.
Yeah,
So Sparrow loses a couple of positions and a couple of points. Theo Hesketh on 509 now in a tie for 2nd place with Adam Sparrow, but Pashley moves up to 544 points. 9, 19, 29, 39. This is live maths, ladies and gentlemen. That would be 35 points in the lead.
Well, there we go. Right, so less than 7 minutes to go, plus that one additional lap. Line astern then, 1st place all the way back. This is the battle for the race lead. Zach Bowen leading the way at the moment. Harvey Roffe there, the 63 in 2nd place. Pashley, the E-plate, up 13 places. At the moment is wanting to get this race victory, extending his championship lead. That's what everyone wants to see.
Yes.
Well, especially Pashley. So
yes,
that's what Pashley wants to see.
Here comes Harvey Roffe, however. Harvey Roffe into the lead, and Pashley trying to pass Harvey Roffe, Zach Bowen, sorry, for 2nd, and Zach Bowen holds him off. So Sparrow can now come back at the E-plate holder and try, and Pashley signalling there, saying, right, come on, now let's push. He runs a little bit wide there, coming through Wilkins and into Oisies. Here comes Joe Fowler in the number 31 kart. That Jody Scheckter-style crash helmet. Great to see. I loves me a retro crash helmet, I does.
It's because you are retro, Henry. You're very retro.
Yes. Joe Reeve-Smith, technical flag. So that is race over, championship over. We've lost Andrew Lawrence as well, so we're down to 15 runners now, led by Harvey Roffe. Here comes James Pashley at the inside of Bowen to take second position. Yes, he does. Now Sparrow's going to have to try and do something about it as well. Sparrow out at increments down towards Ashby's. Well, it's now or never, Adam. We've got 5 minutes to go. Oh, there's Joe Reeve-Smith comes in. And I mean, we can't see it, but
that is the nose cone.
The NASA
NASA
panel has failed.
It has, yeah. That is a big shame for Joseph Reeve-Smith. You know, he had a disaster in his pre-final.
All credit for getting out there and doing it after such a nasty incident in the second heat race. So Harvey Roffe getting some support on the live stream. And Marcus Littlewood, the Spirit of Senna karting driver. Now he's a Jade racing driver.
Yep.
But I think we should bring back the Spirit of Senna name because they were great looking karts. Hell of a drive from Pashley. Yes, so far, but it ain't over yet.
It ain't over until Henry starts singing.
It ain't over till it's over.
There's Theo Hesketh, the number 2, getting past the 33 of Chris Whitton as I try to continue. Henry sings in the commentary box. Out of voice is
Tarrant Trent's Derby, that was, I think it was.
Was it?
Baby, it ain't over till it's over.
Please let it be over.
Someone let me know.
Please, no one encourage him. Please don't encourage him.
Oh,
very wide there.
Sparrow.
He's very close to that wall there. Tantalisingly close.
Well, yeah, almost disastrously close. You know, that's the risk they're running. And of course, here comes James Pashley at the inside of Harvey Roffe. Harvey Roffe notices the incoming car, and he doesn't notice that Zach Bowen's also trying to go through as well, side by side for second. So Pashley has got the race lead from 16th on the grid. The E-plate holder. There's Bowen and Spencer Lane now. Hey, if James Pashley wins this race, that's a championship-winning drive. I mean, Joe Reeve-Smith wasn't particularly happy with him, and looking back at that incident between Pashley and Reeve-Smith, you know, if you're going to apportion blame, you know, Pashley could have conceded the corner, but he didn't. We're all okay, but this is a champion's style drive from James Pashley. He has come up through the field. He's, you know, of course, a race stoppage. You know, okay, it bunches everyone up together. But, you know, you've got, as a driver, you've geared yourself up, and now Sparrow is fading. Adam Sparrow, 3 minutes and 10 seconds to really save his championship defence. Has to be said. Hesketh is there. At the moment, Hesketh has passed Sparrow for second in the championship. Pashley on 549 points. Theo Hesketh on 513. Adam Sparrow on 509.
There we go again. Sparrow under pressure there because Joe Fowler's wanting to get in on this party as well. Yep. Manages to defend against that one because Spencer Lane has got past Joe Fowler. He's moved up now into P6. So as they go through, again, past the start-finish line, 2.5 minutes plus that one additional lap. We look here at Mr. Sparrow. He has caught up to the back of Theo, but like I say, Theo, big mover here. He's up 11 places as well. Pashley's up 15 into the lead.
But it's a battle for fourth place, though. It's not the battle. It's not the battle that Sparrow wants.
No.
And to be fair, Sparrow had a great opportunity. He's down 3 places, so he started on the front row of the grid with Hesketh and Pashley way back down the order, and he's now been passed by Pashley, and he's battling with Hesketh. Harvey Roffe, meanwhile, the number 63 Tim Wilson Motorsport car, by far, well, you know, this is his most accomplished senior drive to date. He was involved in a bit of an incident yesterday with Adam Sparrow that Sparrow was not happy with, and you know, saying that he's been a bit of an accident magnet. If there's been an accident, he's found it this year.
Yeah.
Coming into Extreme, you know, still driving a bit like a junior, you know, going for it at every single corner. Now he's learning very quickly. There comes Chris Whitton. He's in a poor race. You know, the driver that started from pole positions all the way back in 8th position, battling with Fowler and trying to hold off Matt Allnut. Michael Cornell runs 10th, and it's Raystrick, Megan Lawson, Tom Johnson, Theo Tibbets, and Nathan Wells, the only other runners. So, what can Harvey Roffe do? James Pashley, experienced 2019 British champion, current E-plate holder. Harvey Roffe, youngest driver in the field, most aggressive, looking for his first, not only his first win, but his first podium in TKM Extreme, and he's right behind Pashley with a minute to go. If Roffe gets a nose at the inside, and it's hard to say why he wouldn't because he's close enough, what does Pashley do? Zach Bowen sitting in 3rd position, so neither Bowen nor Roffe are real championship threats to Pashley. The nearest championship threat is a little bit further back, Theo Hesketh in the number 2 plate, and Adam Sparrow in the number 1. They're running 4th and 5th. You know, hey, Pashley wants to win a race. He wants to win every race. Like, here's the championship standings, but you can see that Bowen is down in 7th in the points table, and Harvey Roffe saying go, and Pashley goes, okay, we'll go. 30 seconds to go. Well, Harvey Roffe, are you happy to sit there in 2nd, Harvey? Or do you want to go for the win? There's only 30 seconds to go, mind, so 2 laps to go this time around. Anthony Jordan, interject, please.
Setting him into a false sense of security.
Lulling him.
Lulling him.
Yes.
You know, Pashley thinks, okay, well, he's not going to go for it, and I won't defend, and there it is.
Oh, Harvey Roffe, you fibberoo.
Oh, you cheeky fellow.
you lied. You fell for it, Mr. Pashley. Now I will go and win the race. Bowen in 3rd. That's what he said to himself.
Yeah.
Harvey Roffe looks over his shoulder, Pashley sort of a shrug of the shoulder, and he sort of leads himself that head movement of the cart there, thinking, damn it, tight. I was lulled. I've been lulled. Here comes Zach Bowen, now in 3rd position. But again, championship-wise, Pashley, he's lost a couple of points, but not to any of his great rivals. So, and there's Joe Fowler trying to go around the outside of Alan Sparrow.
Yeah, so good stuff there from these top 3. Clear breakaway then. So
final lap.
Yep, final lap board comes out in this TKM Extreme Final. It's race 38 of the weekend.
So, smart. Now,
Yeah.
Roffe is going to defend for all he's worth because it's a chance for him to take his first win. Here comes Bowen. Pashley holds off Bowen into Christmas corner. Roffe is not going to give him, he's going to look at the inside, he's going to look at the inside. No, poor Roffe. And now Bowen on the outside. Wheel-to-wheel stuff here. Top 3 for the race win in TKM Extreme. Half a lap to go. Who are you going to be interviewing later on, Anthony? It's going to be Harvey Roffe at the moment. Bowen in 2nd and Pashley in 3rd, looking over his shoulder. And now Theo Hesketh comes into play. 3 corners to go.
Yep, 3 corners, but it's all looking well at the moment. Harvey Roffe clear, Pashley under pressure, try to get the move now, as well as more coming into play, but checker flag.
Hesketh comes through as well.
He does indeed. Checker flag comes out. Roffe, Bowen, Hesketh.
Oh, James Pashley was so intent on not having a crash on that last lap. He didn't want to crash. Harvey Roffe, first win as a TKM Extreme driver. Tim Wilson Motorsport, that's their 3rd TKM Extreme win in British Championship history, and a great fillip for them. They get a 2nd in Junior TKM, a win in TKM Extreme, and that's what that's what happens when Pashley's focus went from winning to not crashing. He got mullered left, right and centre on the last lap, and eventually crossed the line in 5th position, so he loses championship points to Theo Hesketh. Last year's championship runner-up Theo Hesketh gains a bit of ground. Pashley still leads the title chase, but not by as much as he could have done. Fowler finishes 4th, Pashley 5th, Chris Whitton in Sparrow in 6th, Chris Whitton in 7th, then Spencer Lane, Matt Allnut and Michael Cornell. Now, nose cone watch. Zach Bowen, you're okay. Here comes your race winner, Harvey Roffe. You are okay. Theo Hesketh, you are... Oh, Theo, you are not okay. Nose cone. And the championship picture changed again because Theo Hesketh will get a penalty. Joe Fowler, okay. Now, Adam Sparrow. Let's have a look. Adam Sparrow is okay. There's Chris Whitton, he's okay. Here comes James Pashley. James Pashley's okay. So, Theo Hesketh thought he had gained positions on, points on James Pashley, but he hasn't. Now we move on to the podium presentation for TKM Extreme. Finishing in 3rd position for Class and Motorsport, it's Joe Fowler. Sorry, Chris. Congratulations to Joe. 2nd place now, and also taking the award for top privateer goes to Zach Bowen. But your TKM Extreme winner today in his first season as a senior driver, representing Tim Wilson Motorsport, along with the winning mechanic Josh Sheriff, it's Harvey Roffe. Where's Josh? Josh, you've been hanging around on the live stream all day. Here's Josh Sheriff onto the mechanic's plinth for your trophy. There we are. He wasn't that shy about 5 minutes ago, Anthony, when the cameras are rolling in the background. Congratulations, your TKM Extreme podium, ladies and gentlemen.
You need some drops in your live championship.